I can't believe what I just read. It's the story of Kaylee Jade, a little girl who deserved so much more than life gave her. Her mother, Nikki Priest, and her boyfriend, Callum Redfern, were convicted of manslaughter and child cruelty after Kaylee died from their neglect and abuse. It's a heartbreaking story, and as a Gen Z girl, I can't help but think about how we can do better. The story starts with Nikki and Callum, who were living together in a small apartment with Kaylee. They were both in their mid-20s, obsessed with social media, and more focused on themselves than on their daughter. They spent most of their time on the balcony, away from Kaylee and each other, and Nikki would often ignore Kaylee to check her phone. Kaylee's mother allegedly saw things that looked innocent at the time, but with hindsight, she could see that Callum was neglecting Kaylee. She claimed that she had time to look back at it and see his every move. Meanwhile, Callum's defense claimed that Nikki was obsessed with social media and more focused on her phone than on her daughter. To Nikki, her social media presence said nothing about her ability to parent, but in reality, she was failing her daughter in every way possible. According to the trial, Nikki and Callum neglected Kaylee and abused her, leading to her death. They refused to admit any wrongdoing, but the evidence was clear. Kaylee had unreported injuries, and her room was in such a state that it was no place for a little girl. Nikki claimed she was tight on money, but even so, Kaylee deserved better. Witnesses and neighbors had given details about Nikki's parenting habits, but she claimed they were all liars. In the end, both Nikki and Callum were convicted of manslaughter, and Nikki was also found guilty of child cruelty. They were both sentenced to long prison terms. As a Gen Z girl, I can't help but think about how we can do better as a society. We need to prioritize our children, and we need to make sure that they are safe and loved. We need to recognize that social media isn't everything, and that our children need our attention and care. We can't just ignore them or neglect them for the sake of our own happiness. Kaylee's tragic story reminds us to do better. Let's learn from her and ensure no other child suffers the same fate. We must love and care for all children, hold parents accountable, and honor Kaylee's memory.